Hello everybody, how's it going? And welcome to the KillConnorClub podcast. And I'm joined by two people, because this is our thing. Like, it's not like mine and they're here. Like, we're all three of us are. Introduce yourselves, guys.
Joe, I'll let you go first.
Alright, so my name on YouTube is The Gaming Sheep. I have a YouTube channel focused on Assassin's Creed, just like Lasers, and yeah, here to talk about Assassin's Creed, basically.
Yep, and I am Tyler. My YouTube channel is Dynamite. Well, you may also know me as AC Follower, I guess, which is what it used to be like a month ago.
Okay, so there we go. That's us. Okay, so we're going to be talking about a few various things. Honestly, I don't know how to start this off, so Tyler, you said you had like some stuff written down, so if you want to just...
Yeah. It's just, I guess I wanted to do this podcast initially after Victory got like announced and everything, and I guess all the negative thoughts on Unity and stuff. I thought it'd be good for like all of us to talk about it. I mean, we've all kind of had our own opinions on Unity, and I don't think any of us loved it. I think it's safe to say that. And I guess it's almost like I want to talk about like hear what you guys had to say about what you want from like Victory, and
Yeah.
I guess what Unity could have done better, other than the fact that maybe it should have been delayed 6 months or something to actually fix itself up.
Yeah.
To kind of improve itself, and how maybe Victory, because I mean it's pretty clear by looking at just the basic screenshots of Victory, it's going to be like a Black Flag jump from like 3 to 4. So it's going to be pretty much the same engine with some improvements. So I guess it's just what they can do better, what they can do right. Because I mean I've got a few other things I want to talk about, but I'll bring that up like later on. I guess I just want to ask you guys what your thoughts overall on main things like Unity could have improved to make. Well, they could make Victory better, I guess, in the future.
I think, what I always think about is I don't know whether hang on a minute, how am I trying to phrase this? Right, yeah, so I was talking to Luke the other day about how, when they made AC1, they made it with, pretty much the same engine as they did with through to Revelations, and they kind of improved on it every time, so it was and the same with 3, 3 wasn't the greatest, but then 4 was pretty good, building off the engine that was already there, so I think maybe they could do that with Victory, they've already got the engine here, so they don't have to worry about creating a whole new engine, about doing all that. They can just kind of refine everything and then work really hard on the story and stuff. So I think, in a way, Victory could be good if you think of it like that. But after Unity, my hopes aren't that high.
Same. I'm not really looking forward to Victory that much because of Unity. Maybe it's because it's, been leaked really early or something. But, yeah, if I want any excitement for the game, then I've got to see more than just what we've seen so far.
Yeah, I think after seeing gameplay, when they show like a trailer or some gameplay or something, and you see kind of what the game looks like, it kind of gives you more of an idea of how it's going to go. And if it looks too much like Unity, then it's kind of like, I don't know whether this is going to be good or not. They're going to have to try really hard. I don't know.
I think when Victory first got announced, I was so pissed off because I think I had this video planned because I thought, well, the next Assassin's Creed won't get announced till February, March of this year now, but a couple of days after it got announced, I was planning to do a video talking about where I predict the next setting to be, and it's the first time I got it fucking right. It was the exact place I thought they would go next, because I just had a feeling that they weren't done with the setting, and especially after Unity and Rogue, you've still got, honestly, I don't feel like any of the characters since 3, including Connor, he's definitely not my favorite assassin, but none of them are really finished. So I'm thinking, well, I kind of, I get for Connor fans, they want to see kind of a bit more of a finish for him, like Ezio Altair got. I want to see Arno get a finish, probably.
Yeah.
I think I reckon Arno has a full game in him, if not 2. You know what I mean?
I think...
So I thought that the next one would be like the revelations of this generation of the Assassin's Creed games. You can almost link Shay in there and Connor in there and Arno in there in one single game. And I thought if you had Arno as the main character, that way you already have a developed assassin that you can head straight into, like a Brotherhood did and stuff like that. And you'd be way better off for it to have a game where you could use Arno to finish off all their storylines and kind of link them all together.
Yeah, I think that'd be good.
Yeah, wasn't Rogue like that for AC3 and Black Flag, though?
Yeah, I suppose it was in a way. Like it kind of linked that gap between hang on, what was the gap? It was just the
Um,
like before AC3
between
kind of
4
thing.
and 3. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
it
But
was
I
pretty
guess
good, but it didn't sort of bring an end to like Connor's story. Like a lot of people do want to see Connor, and I think like even though the name of this podcast is gonna make this sound really ironic, but I kind of do want to see more Connor. Like I'd like a game like just give him one more chance just to see how they can improve on him and like develop him like towards like kind of like the end of his life rather than kind of like the start. To kind of see how he improves and how he gets like more wise and like kind of what he does with the assassins and stuff. I'd kind of be interested to see that.
Yeah, I didn't think he was that
yeah.
bad a character, to be honest.
He, yeah, he's not like, let's compare it to like, there's some horrible gaming characters out there. Connor's definitely not in like the worst of all characters, but I'm just thinking, out of all the Assassin's Creed characters, he's easily my least favorite.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make him bad at the same time. Like Assassin's Creed 3, I still like as a game, I guess, but it's my least favorite Assassin's Creed game. So even though I'd be like, if I had to pick one game I could get rid of, it would be 3, but it doesn't mean I think 3's bad. I mean, I love all Assassin's Creed games in their own ways, I guess.
I don't know. I honestly don't know whether I prefer Unity or 3. I think I got more enjoyment out of 3 than I did with Unity. I feel like
Yeah.
Unity didn't reward me in any way, but then with 3, at least you kind of had like the Desmond story in there, which was quite interesting, even if the Connor story gave me nothing at all. Like the Desmond story was still quite enjoyable, whereas Unity, it just felt like it was a pointless, it was just kind of there, like kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah, well, Unity for me is my least favorite Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah, I
of
think
them
I'd
all.
agree. Yeah.
Me.
Yeah, yeah. I think I said this to you, Joe. That when in terms of like when I think it was like comments on my review, I think, and you said, Unity was your least favorite, and I think I
Yeah.
felt the exact same way with 3. Like 3, there was nothing. I just finished it, and I talked to my mates who are huge fans as well of Assassin's Creed, and I think we're all in agreement. We were just like, that was a fucking waste of my time. Like especially of how excited we all were for it. When Unity, I think it had so many fucking problems. Like, I think just as many. I think I've never been angrier at an Assassin's Creed game playing it than Unity. But I just sat there and I was like, this could have been so much better. When 3, I was just like, I don't know what they could have done other than not made it to improve it, honestly, in terms of compare it to the other Assassin's Creed games, especially when you're competing with the 4 games prior were 4 of the best games I've ever played.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. With Unity, I think there was a lot of times where I was like, "This is just not fun," and then I got to like a point where there'd be like a. I think what I enjoyed about it was like how the cutscenes happened. I think I just enjoyed like kind of finishing a mission, being like, "Oh, there's a cutscenes progressing the story." Like I didn't feel like the missions in the game, or as you played them, progressed the story at all. Whereas like with like that Ezio trilogy, it kind of felt like as you played a mission, it would kind of be telling a story whilst you're playing it, rather than like go here, take out these guys, steal this, like kind of thing. Like it kind of felt more involved in the story in the previous games than Unity did. It kind of felt like it was just like there's a mission, you need to just do the mission, and then you get a bit of the story, like as a cutscene.
Yeah, well, it felt like the main story was more of a thing for the fans than the player in general. I think the focus was definitely more on gameplay this time around. And definitely stealth as well, which doesn't work half the time.
Yeah.
Oh god, that fucking stealth. I've had, and I recorded all of it when I was playing, just all the side stuff, just so I had like evidence of it. Like, I had moments where I got detected through 5 rooms away, and I was losing my shit. And I was like, this isn't even fucking fun, because as soon as one guy detects you, your sword clashes with his, 50 other fuckings, they all run in, and then you're
Yeah.
fighting 50 guys, and you can't fight 50 guys. You're just fucked. And I'm like, this is a piece of shit. And then other times, for some reason, it would work, and I'm like, oh, no, it's working now. I'm getting better. It's good. And then it would fuck up again, and then it would get better again. So it was an up and down battle, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that video I made where I just got really angry at the game, and everyone was like, "It's the game, it's not you."
Yeah, I watched.
Oh, no,
I
like,
watched
it's
that
you, it's not the game.
part. It was really good actually. I'm glad you posted it because that's exactly how I felt playing that mission. That one in particular as well. It was so annoying.
Because there was one point where I was like just playing it normally, and the guy I was tailing just suddenly just decided to drop his torch and run at me, and I was like, I didn't even do anything. I was hiding behind a wall at that point. I don't understand.
Yeah, and I guess it makes a difference, I think, especially when you're playing it for the first time. Like, it's a hard game to play once. Like, I'm actually excited to play it a second time now that I know how everything works, because there's so much new shit in it that it's a whole new learning experience. And I just mentioned this in my review that it's almost like you have to, if you play the other Assassin's Creeds, you're gonna have to like forget what you like even know how it all
Yeah.
works. You just got to forget that because this is completely different. Even
I
compared
think
from the jump of the Ezio trilogy to 3 was not as big as this jump between 4 and Unity.
Yeah, I think that was one of the big problems is when you play it as like playing all the previous games, you play it thinking it's going to be just like all the other Assassin's Creed games, and you play it in that way, and it's just not, and you're just going to get nowhere if you play it that way. So you just got to kind of forget all of that and just like pretend it's like a
Yeah.
different game entirely, and it's really
Yeah.
difficult to do when you just want to sort of jump in like you have with the previous games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly right. Yeah.
Another thing that disappointed me with AC Unity was the piece of shit it had for a modern day. Rogue had a
God.
better one.
Yeah, did you see? Did you see that Darby McDevitt said that he'd written some bits for the modern day, but they never got included in the game for some reason?
How is that
Oh.
like anything Darby McDevitt writes, Ubisoft take fucking note, put in your game because it's probably going to be the best fucking part of the game. Honestly.
Exactly. He said it was all to do with Juno and stuff, but it ended up just being in like side notes that you
fuck.
could find in the database, as opposed
my
to
God.
actually being modern day segments, which would have improved the game so much. Even if the
Yeah.
Arno stuff was still shit, like I would have loved that modern day just being there, just seeing like like going through the database and just reading little bits, like just seeing like Desmond's name, like stuff about Juno, and just little like code and stuff. It's just like, oh, that's really really cool to see. Like, and if that could have been put into a modern day like proper like bits in the game, that would have been great.
I guess I'm. So, yeah, you go, Joe.
I remember a point in the game through the campaign of AC Unity where I knew I was going to think it was absolute shit. It was when I was playing as Arno in the drunken scene. That's pretty much just taken from AC4, the previous
Oh
game,
yeah.
and it's fucking exactly the same.
Oh yeah,
Completely forgot
I
about
didn't put
that.
that together. Yeah, yeah, I didn't put that together. I think. Oh, so because I remember I was watching. It was like a couple of days before the game was even released, and I saw like a walkthrough was already coming out. So I wanted to watch like the first hour just to see how the game started, because I was super keen for it at the time. And
Yeah.
because this is one of the notes I wrote down, and then I saw the list of all those Helix missions, and I saw like an Altair one, and I saw an Ezio one, and I saw an Edward one, and I was like, holy shit, are we gonna get like a mission of all these assassins like throughout the game that we get to unlock? And it was almost like straight from the start when I realized, an hour in, that they were just a fucking joke,
I know.
and you
Yeah,
couldn't
that
play it.
was-
I was so pissed off.
Yeah, same.
I
Darby
think-
McDevitt even said it was Ubisoft's way of trolling the player. But the beginning mission for me is the best mission in the game.
Yeah, I
so
enjoyed
you
that, but
just fucked yourselves over
I think
there, really.
like if they had included the like say Altair, Ezio, Connor, all that stuff, I don't know, it might have ruined those characters in a way because of how like awkward the Unity gameplay was. Imagine having to do a mission playing as like your favorite character like Ezio, and then like having this really horrible awkward gameplay where like people would just detect you all the time, and like the free running was just a bit odd at times, and like I don't know, I feel like it could make it a bit messy.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I guess with guys that established as characters, I don't think like if the mission was only like 10 minutes and it just kind of like linked in, because the whole thing, like, we know that Ezio at one point was in Paris, in France at least.
What was
Like,
that?
I just feel like if you read the Revelations book,
Oh right.
in between, it just adds stuff to the Embers era. And
Mm.
because Leonardo da Vinci dies in France, like that's where he lived in the end,
yeah.
and Machiavelli and Ezio went to visit him
Oh my
as he
God.
was dying. And I'm just like, how do you miss an opportunity like that to kind of do, since everything, even the flashback of the Templars in that first mission, that was in Paris. So things that were around there, I'm just like, you just missed
They
an
could have
opportunity
done
to,
that. Oh my God.
like, instead of Nostradamus enigmas, it could have been like Ezio things or Leonardo da Vinci riddles. Would have been way fucking
Yeah.
better.
And it could have like led
Yeah.
up to this thing. It felt like the collectibles also were pointless as well. Like you know how you had the glyphs in AC2 and Brotherhood, and you'd find them and you'd unlock this really cool like story like thing, and it'd be like part of the plot, and you'd be like, oh, this is really
Oh, the
good.
glyphs were awesome.
With Unity, it felt like all of them were pointless. It felt like, you know, when you would have the Nostradamus enigmas, when you first see them in like trailers and like screenshots and stuff, you think,
Yeah.
oh, this could be really really good, and then you get into the game, it's like, wow, it's really not. It's like nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's so many, and I just ended up using like Wikipedia or whatever to find them because they're so fucking hard. Like
Oh,
the
I
first
didn't even
couple
do
were
it.
like, we're okay, yeah, but like as soon as they put a fucking achievement on it, and it's like have to do this, yeah, this achievement, I'm like, well, fuck you, Ubisoft, awesome. Now I have to do it.
Yeah.
Oh God. I don't know as
And
well.
that's-
The companion app, just
Oh God.
AC initiates. Love that. Do you have any of the outfits that you have to get through those or not?
I have everything from initiates.
I don't.
And
I have most of them.
Do you really? Do you have the companion app?
Oh, none of that shit. Fuck that. No
Yeah,
way.
yeah. I actually went ahead because I was just like, because I'm such a collectible like nerd, like because I've got every collectible in the game.
Yeah.
But I've just got a map now with blue chests all over it because that's not a part of, thank God, of any achievements. So I'm sitting there like my map looks just so dirty with blue chests all over it. So I'm like, oh, I'll download the app. Tried to download it. Was on it for about 5 minutes. Like, this is the biggest pile of shit ever. It's just like back to like Brotherhood sending your assassins out on missions for some reason.
Yeah, I still enjoyed that more than the companion app though. Like that felt like it was kind of, I kind of enjoyed that in a way because it was kind of like leveling them up, stuff like that, having them kind of come into battle with you and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah,
I definitely agree. Yeah, no, I love that, but I just think there was no fucking point in putting it in Unity, especially on a companion app. It was so dumb. I'm like, you're just trying to make a worse version of something I actually liked in old games.
I know. Jesus, I don't have any of the like initiate stuff or anything like that because I don't know what happened, but my Uplay account has become a mess, and I like have two, and like the one on my companion app isn't the one that I've got on initiates, which also isn't the one that I've got connected to my Xbox account. So it's just like this horrible mess, and I can't do anything with it.
Oh jeez, yeah. I think my brother made an initiates account, and I just stole his because he was like a really high level, so I just used that to get all the unlocks for my Unity character.
Yeah, what's up with these really crappy club competitions as well? To unlock gear.
Oh yeah, like to get this up, you have to do a club competition.
Yeah, well, the KillConnorClubs, holy shit. The points on some of those weeks have been fucking ridiculous.
What even happened?
I got a photo of it, and it's like 7 trillion points, and like second place is like 40,000. I'm like, how is that? Like, who? I just had no fucking idea.
Like, I haven't contributed to that at all. I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, I think I just checked it one day. I was like, one day I went on. I hadn't done anything in that week of club competition. I'm like, what the fuck is that? What's going on?
Oh, that was great.
I think the club competitions though were so bizarre because all these cool, like I remember the main sword I was trying to get when I got Uni. I was like, yep, that's a sword I want, and it's a club competition. I'm like, oh, when do those come out? It goes coming soon. Then it wasn't for like a month and a half until the club competitions actually came out, and I'm like, well, I'm 100% completed the game. I've got nothing. I've finished all the achievements. I've nothing else to do. Why would I want to jump back on now just to get a sword that I can do nothing with at this point?
I know. I haven't played it in a while. The only reason I played it recently is for Dead Kings, but I don't think I'm gonna play it. Like again, I don't have a reason to. Like normally before like a new AC game comes out, I normally replay through all of them, but just dreading getting to Unity is just gonna be like I don't even want to do that. I can't be bothered to go through that game again.
Yeah, fair enough. Especially since there's no multiple profiles either.
Is there not?
No, yeah, I'd have to delete your old save to play
What the hell?
Unity again.
Well, that's just stupid.
Yeah.
Good job,
yeah.
Ubisoft.
Yeah, no, it's definitely really fucking dumb. Well, speaking of playing Unity again though, because yesterday I just spent all of it because I've just been waiting for Dead King so I could finish off like the last achievements in the game, and I've done all of them now except the co-op ones.
The co-op ones.
So
were they co-op?
Yeah, they added a new co-op mission and a new heist into Dead Kings.
Oh, right, okay.
So I was like, I think I just need to play that, and then I pretty much am done and dusted with Unity forever since the achievements are done.
I actually don't think I'm ever gonna play that game again. Like I think I would rather play through the whole of AC3 again than play that. I can't bear it. I get onto it and I'm just like, I don't want this anymore. Oh god, like,
yeah.
it was kind of short in a way. I don't know. It was
short, yeah.
It was really short. You get like, oh yeah, I'm on memory sequence 6. Like you'd play like 2 missions, they'd be like, oh now I'm on like memory sequence 9.
To be honest, I'm pretty happy with short though.
Yeah, I think it's better than having a bunch of like random missions that didn't contribute to the story at all. I mean, not that the missions necessarily did contribute to the story at all, but I mean like random ones like go and get an apple from a chest or something. Oh wait, no, hold on, that was at the beginning of the game. You did have to steal an apple. Jesus.
Yeah, I'm having I think I'm having more fun with Unity after I finish the game, doing all the side stuff. Because to me, probably getting the collectibles, doing all the achievements, doing all the side missions, and all that kind of stuff was more fun to me than dealing with the campaign and trying to max level my character and stuff and getting all the skills because I'd already done that, so everything was easy after that. So it just made it more of a what I'm used to when I play Assassin's Creed. It's not the most challenging game or frustrating game to play. It just can be fun and of just the feeling of playing it, I guess. Like I'm still doing the free roam series and I recorded like 3 episodes of that today. Like I'm still playing a lot of it until I finish I think all the side missions. I'll keep playing that.
See, I have more fun doing that with Rogue. Did you play Rogue?
No.
Rogue was great. I actually really liked Rogue. It was like leading up to it was like Unity's gonna be great, Rogue is gonna be so bad, and then like it turned out, and I was like, I really love Rogue. The story was so great, and the ending felt really satisfying, and it was great. I loved Rogue.
I think the only other than the fact I've said this before, and I completely stand by everything I said about Rogue in terms of gameplay, because I always said I don't know the story yet, so it could be good. The story could be great, and lots of people saying it is. But the gameplay, I've watched the gameplay, and when I say it's a reskin, and people, fucking bitch and complain about how Brotherhood was a reskin of 2. Brotherhood was like 4 was to 3.
Yeah, it was like an updated version, but it was still similar. Like it retained everything that was good about it. But Rogue is basically like a reskin of 4
in almost every way. Which is, at the end of the day, I'm not that fussed over. But I mean, if it was on next gen, I'd probably get it. It's just on 360, and I'm not buying 360 games and investing my time in a 10-year-old console. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And I think as well, the problem I'll always have with the Rogue story, not the Rogue story, but the whole Kenway story, is I didn't like most of it, except, I really liked 4, but because of the pirate stuff, not any of the assassin stuff, and I didn't like 3, so, like, the reasons to be invested already in the Rogue story was to finish off, I guess, and link between the games I didn't give a shit about, so I didn't care about Adewale, I didn't care about Achilles, and I already read in 3, like, I already knew what happened to the assassins, so to me, because I watched a walkthrough of Rogue, and I was like, yeah, that's a pretty good story, but I already knew everything that happened in it. It wasn't like, wow, this is really cool. I can't believe this is what happened. Like, I'm just seeing what I already knew 2 years ago kind of thing. So I didn't see a reason to spend money and buy it. I'm happy to watch a walkthrough because, it was interesting, and it annoys me that the Ezio box storyline came into Rogue, which was, let's face it, the reality is Unity was the main release, not Rogue.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
So I guess it just frustrated me that to me the box is a really good plot device they've got, and they put it in their sub game. I guess.
What was the box again? Release. I forget. Like, what was in the box?
It was honestly, man, because I didn't play it. I only paid attention to because I didn't watch like the whole thing from start to finish. I just watched like the start. I watched bits in between and the ending, but it just didn't. I wasn't sure if it was a map or a device, but I know it led to Precursor artifacts because I still have the video where I talk about the box and ask everyone what's in it, and I get comments on that every fucking day telling me it's in Rogue, and I'm like, no, the other 40 people today already told me that. I know.
See, they're talking about like the manuscript, but is the manuscript the thing that's in the box, or is the manuscript something that goes with the box? And like
with the box, I think.
Is this Rogue now?
Just the box. Like,
yeah, I love how you're asking me about Rogue, and I've never played it.
How did like? So
I watched a few walkthroughs on YouTube. I haven't played it though.
How did the box end up where it was? I thought Ezio had. Where did Ezio get the box? Does it ever tell you how Ezio gets the box?
Is it the actual box that Ezio's given though in Rogue, or is it a different one?
Yes. No, it's the same box. Because I've recorded a walkthrough that I'm going to start putting out for Dead Kings. And this isn't a spoiler because nothing happens in it. You remember Napoleon's massive box he has in Dead Kings?
Yeah.
The box is in it.
Really?
I saw it, and as soon as I saw it, I'm like, that's a fucking box. But then as I played it, and because it didn't get mentioned other than that, I was like, maybe I'm just like, every box I see, I think it must be that.
Yeah, it's like, it's got to be the box. See, Shay has the box at the end of Assassin's Creed Rogue.
Yeah, exactly. But I looked at Rogue and went and watched some Rogue just like an hour ago and had a look at the box, and it's the same. It is the same box, 100%. Like, same patterns on the top. Napoleon has the box, last we know.
See, that'd be perfect for another Arno game. Someone Someone commented on one of my videos like earlier and said apparently Napoleon invades Egypt or something. Like,
Yeah, he
that's a
does because
thing.
at the end of Dead Kings in real life, Napoleon, with the when he went and conquered over Europe and stuff, he went through Egypt and stuff because he at the end of I don't want to spoil Dead Kings for anyone. I don't want to say that because
Okay, well, we know. Well,
but but
Joe,
if
do
you
you know?
no Joe doesn't know.
Honestly, I don't think I'll play it.
Okay, so this is a spoiler alert. So just for the
Spoiler.
next minute,
It's
anyone who
gonna be.
doesn't want to hear about this,
I'm guessing this is gonna be shit anyway. So, go ahead.
it was
It's actually
actually
pretty good. It
yeah.
made me feel happy inside a little bit.
I enjoyed
Okay.
um Dead Kings, yeah, a lot actually compared to the main story. But I think
Yeah.
at the end, and this is what I love that they've done in this in terms of the history, and I will give Unity credit here that they did not focus on the history. History was really a background of it all. It was an Assassin's
Yeah.
Creed story with history in the background, and Dead Kings especially was good because it was all about finding the temple under this
Yeah,
cathedral
that's
or
what I
whatever.
liked.
And once they got the apple from it, um, Arno sent it to Egypt in some other box. He just put it in a box and sent
It's
it
the
to Egypt
box.
with yeah. I was like, is that the box? Oh no, it's not. And he sent it with the assassins and the guy's name was Al Mualim
Which
in
means
Cairo.
which means mentor in Arabic.
Is that true?
Yeah. I found that
Okay,
out. I
'cause
found
I
that
was-
out ages ago. See, I think
Okay.
that probably would have
Alright.
confused a lot of people, being like, "Wait, what? Al-Mualim?" But it does actually mean mentor in Arabic.
Okay, I just was like, oh, there's two of them. Okay, and he sent it to Egypt, and then it goes straight after because Napoleon gets arrested, but that's all historical. And then I went and read the database straight after about Napoleon's arrest because afterwards he went to Egypt, and it goes, and then it had in the database Sean put down. I wonder why he went there because he was looking for the apple the whole time.
Yeah.
Have any
So that's
are any of you subscribed to AC Conspiracies?
Loads of people have mentioned
no.
that channel, but I'm not subscribed and I've never actually watched
I've
it.
I've
Alright.
seen like a video or two, but no, I've never
Well,
watched
he
it.
posted a video a while back now. In AC Unity, you can actually see Napoleon with the apple, but it's like in the background, so it's not focused. But he opens a box and it's like light. It's kind of like yellow, like the apple would be, shines in his face in the background of this shot.
Well, is that when he gets the box then? Wouldn't that fit in then? If you see the box
I
in
think
Dead
so,
Kings?
but he has an apple in AC Unity, I'm pretty sure.
Who? Oh, yeah. When Napoleon's looking for the box or looking for something at the same time as Arno's looking for something
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
that
yeah.
house.
And then if I am correct that in his big chest, because it had a bunch of things like papers and stuff, it had that little box, and I think that's Tetsuya's box, so that would fit in if he
Yeah, that
did
would
get
make
it
sense.
in Unity.
Yeah.
And well, it even makes sense because in Rogue, the whole box is, to find precursor sites, and then all of a sudden in Dead Kings, Napoleon's running a thing to get this
Yeah.
temple.
It
So
makes
that would make
sense.
complete sense that he would have that box.
But see, the thing is, why would Ezio, like wherever he got it from, why would he then be like, let's get this box and give it to this random Chinese girl that I just met? Here you go, this key to find precursor sites. Take this. Like, being as wise as he was, why would he randomly do that? I mean, I don't understand where his logic was there.
I guess it was just mainly for plot devices in the future and get us talking about it for, I guess, 3 years, 4 years
Yeah.
later.
I guess that makes sense. See, I'd still love to see it. There's a game, isn't there, like a little side-scrolly game with Xiaojun in it, where you get to play like the what's it called, the Chinese Chronicle thingy, that was
That's
like
not
part
out
of the
yet, is
season
it?
pass. No, it's not out yet. But I wonder if that might include the like something to do with the box, maybe, possibly. Which would make sense for them to be including it this year with everything that's kind of happened with the box, with the other games. Like it
Yeah.
would make sense for them to release it now, suddenly, like bringing
Yeah,
back
no.
that storyline.
I've just blown my own mind figuring that. Like, I don't know why I didn't think of that earlier because I remember him getting the box, like how that all links together.
Yeah, it could kind of.
Yep.
I still don't know if they actually showed us what's in the box. I still can't remember.
That's a pretty big plot point to not remember.
Did they show us, or like I always remember there being the box and them opening it, but never actually having the camera kind of pan around and show what they've opened the
Yeah.
box up to, like kind of like lights flashing out, but never really showing what it is.
See,
yeah,
I-
I feel like
At this
that.
at this point, I can't really see the modern day getting any better from Unity. So, what are the apples even gonna do now for modern day purposes anyway?
See, the only thing is, in Rogue, the main enemy of Abstergo guy, I forget what his name is now. That guy was looking for the Ankh thing, that like piece of Eden that allows to bring people back to life. Like
Yeah.
he was looking for that, but I don't know how that could fit into the story.
I just want them to get rid of Monday, to be honest. I think, especially in Unity. I mean, the end of fucking Unity, for anyone who hasn't played it, spoiler alert, but the Monday ends with, oh yeah, well, guess we didn't need to do that.
Ubisoft just
like-
finished their game and they were like, "Well, that was a mistake. Sorry."
It's like they knew how pointless the whole game was.
Exactly.
And
That
I'm
kind of like that was it. That was the point where it was like, this game's been a bit pointless, but then Ubisoft telling you that it was pointless was kind of like, well, yep, thanks for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did
and
feel a bit peed off. I mean, the credits rolling from a shot of a skull. This whole game was for a shot of a skull. It was
I was
pretty annoying.
expecting something more. Like you go down into this temple. And like you think something really cool could happen, like you could see like some precursor stuff going on. You could find an artifact that could be like one of the first civilization people, like you see like Juno or something. Like they like enhance the Monday story, but nope.
Yeah, I don't see the point of it anymore, especially with this. They introduced the bullshit Sage stuff in 4, and then they brought it into Unity, and I'm like, they're just making shit up at this point, and
It doesn't
it's honestly
even look like a sage in
yeah,
the game.
and it's just exactly right. Other than the eye
And the
color,
eye
like you
things,
didn't.
Yeah.
I just don't get why they're grasping for straws in terms of Monday, which is then it's a massive shackle to the
I'm recording.
ancestor story, which is, let's face it, is the main reason we all play Assassin's Creed, is to play the game of the ancestor.
Yeah.
So it's just become like a shackle to it. The game ended up being what could have been a really cool, like I've talked about before, with a Balek and an interior battle of the assassins kind
Yeah.
of game. It became we have to do it about Templars and Sages because we introduced Sages, and there's this little Monday thing. We better kind of fit that together, so we'll ruin what could have been a really good story because of the Monday. I think it's honestly making
Yeah.
the games worse.
Yeah, it was. See, with Desmond, it was good. You had all that little story, and it felt really compelling. And now it's just kind of there, and it's unnecessary to keep it unless they really kind of go back and they're like, yeah, we want to make this good. We need to look into it, like write a really good story, and like kind of bring back the modern day. Unless they want to do that, then they should kind of just get rid of it completely because it's just unnecessary.
Yeah, definitely agree.
I think the main element I liked about Assassin's Creed were the characters Ezio and Altair and how they link together and stuff. But now that's over, these new characters I'm not really getting into that much.
Yeah, because you don't feel like
Yeah,
they're kind
definitely.
of progressing the entire story of Assassin's Creed, whereas Ezio and Altair, they had a main point in the entire Assassin's Creed storyline with like Desmond, with like the Monday, and then like even with Connor, like they knew about Ezio because of everything that he did to like further the assassins. But then like all the other assassins, like we've got Ezio, Edward, not Ezio, sorry, what? Connor, Edward, Arno, any other ones that there were, they don't really fit
Yeah.
in together.
Exactly right, which is probably honestly my biggest reason. Like, and it's like I kind of feel bad for Assassin's Creed 3 in a way because I give it a lot of shit, but that's like how I feel. But a lot of it is really because of how much Assassin's Creed 1 to Revelations meant to me. Like, four of my favorite games ever, especially Ezio being my favorite character in any video game. Like, and then you got to follow that up. And especially with how, even though 1 and 2, they're different, they're hundreds of years apart, different ancestors, but they literally felt like a sequel because Altair had a huge role for Ezio, had a huge role for Desmond and the overarching story. And you get to 3, and it's almost like to me that Altair and Ezio were fucking pointless.
Yeah.
And Desmond's still there, but it still made it all fucking pointless to me because they did not explain the Lucy situation except for a DLC no one fucking bought in Revelations.
Yeah.
And they just so much assumed knowledge. Like, Desmond's story was almost fucking ruined half the time when you get to 3. And then the whole storyline felt like it wasn't even linked to the previous games in a lot of ways. Like, it was just kind of like, you could pick up 3 if you wanted. You don't really need to know much. The world's going to end in a 2012 scenario.
Yeah, see,
when
I think that was a point they made, is the fact that I think they did try to make 3. Like, anyone can buy it. You don't have to have played the previous 4. You can just play 3. But they say that with every game. Like, I think that's what they're trying to do now. Like, with every interview I've watched for, like, 3, 4, Unity, they're always like, this is a new start. If you haven't played the other ones, you don't have to. You can just play this one. It's kind of like, but that's ruining the entire story by doing that, because it's just got no link.
Something I miss from the games now is the previously trailers.
Oh, I loved those.
Oh,
They were great.
They were really cool.
Yeah.
It felt
Yeah, the
like this
subject.
one big kind of like movie cinematic
Yeah,
experience
yeah,
thing when you played
Yeah.
another game. Like, yes, it's Assassin's Creed. We're playing this, but then like once we got, I think even with 3, like the whole like I don't know, like
Oh,
that was
that
still
one was
there,
shit.
but it wasn't as good as the other ones. It didn't feel like it like linked that well.
yeah. I liked Revelations' previously trailer. That was
That was good.
With
done by
16.
Subject 16. Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, that was awesome.
The whole Subject 16 thing was good as well, but then they kind of like it. I felt as well like with Revelations, like Subject 16 for the first like 3 games were like he was like this huge thing, and it was like don't
Yeah.
know who he is. It's this big mystery, and then Revelations he was just there, and it was like here he is, just go with that. And Desmond knew as well. Like how did Desmond know who that was?
Oh shit! I just remembered something because thinking about 16 and all that stuff, because all that storyline was so like good, and I was just thinking about the stuff we don't know about the 16 puzzles yet, like the whole Eve situation.
Oh yeah,
Do you remember in Dead Kings
yeah.
someone
I
saying
know
they're delivering
exactly what
it
you're gonna
to
say. Yeah.
the Lady Eve or whatever? And I sat there like,
Yeah,
yeah,
when I was there,
what?
like when I was there, like I was playing it, and I kind of like made a little reaction, but I was like, this is Ubisoft. I don't feel like anything's gonna happen, so I'm gonna keep my hopes down. But it was like that's like a thing. It's like a little thing, and it's just. And then with Liberation as well, right at the very end when there was the whole Eve thing, where Aveline got like the disc or whatever it was, and like the projections came out, and it was like find Eve. No, it wasn't find Eve. What was it? Eve will guide us or something like that.
Yeah, what is
Yeah.
like? Is that another whole Sage situation? Like it's a reincarnated person that lived in lots of different time periods?
See, a lot of
Because
things to do with Adam and Eve are just linked to religion in general. So, a lot of the things that come up to do with that in the games might not even have to do with the Adam and Eve that we've seen, if you know what I mean.
yeah,
More to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
with
yeah,
the Adam and Eve that religion knows.
yeah. I guess you're right, and it's I guess with all things modern day and all the like ongoing situations, because by the time Revelations was over, there was almost no mystery left. Like 3, you knew exactly what you had to do. You're like, well, have to save the world from a 2012 scenario,
Yeah.
because like you get to Two Brother Revelations, each of those games you're building up to, you're like, holy shit, well, like what? I don't even know what's going on. Like I want to know more, and then they tell you a little bit, but you end up getting more questions than answers. And then once you knew, it was like, wow, it's actually just another like 2012 situation. And then I guess it was kind of they have a few like linking conspiracies and stuff still going, like the whole Ezio's box, the Eve situation, and some 16 little puzzles and things like that. But back in like Assassin's Creed 2 or Brotherhood, in even the first one, you had so many like mysteries and stuff. They had so much story to go by. And now it's like they're trying to extend what was heaps of mysteries in 4 games over like 6 games with like 3 mysteries left.
Yeah, I
It
think
just
as
doesn't
well,
work.
like
Yeah.
what they've done as well is they've created too much other stuff, like too much random external things, like with like the whole Arno story that has nothing to do with it, like doesn't have anything to do with like the 16 and like the Eve and like the end of the world and anything like that happened in the previous games. But then you've got the Arno story is still there, not finished, so they've literally added like another like ending that it hasn't been finished, and
Yeah.
they've added so many of like these branches that haven't kind of been concluded, and then you've got like the main story that is also kind of just randomly stopped, and it's just kind of like it's become a mess of different things. And then you've got the comic books as well, which are just there like
Oh god, yeah.
as well, and there's also like the novels and all the other stuff they've got for Assassin's Creed. And I feel like they've branched out too much, whereas with the first 4 games it was like this is the story, but now it feels like everything's just kind of gone, like they've made too much. I don't
There
know,
Yeah,
is no
just
story anymore.
Yeah, who was it that I was watching? I think it was you, Lasers. I think you posted a video not long ago saying what you wanted in Victory.
yeah.
I think one of the things you said was that you don't want an assassin with kind of a revenge story that
Yeah.
joins the assassins because of something, but starts off as an assassin
Yeah.
already.
That would be that's one of my main things that I want from
Yeah,
a game.
I
Like how it was with
I
Altair,
agree.
you started off, you were an assassin, and your kind of like aim was to be an assassin, not to get revenge for like your parents' death or whatever,
Yeah,
or your girlfriend's
Yeah,
dad's death.
yeah. Like, because I think that's a really good point to have like already like established assassin or an already established character that we know. Like, because I mean, I'm sick of the origin stories, but in a way, I don't. It's hard for me to imagine because it was hard for me to like Altair for ages in the first game. Like, it took a while of playing the game to get into him. When Ezio I was into pretty early. Edward I was actually into pretty early as well. Um, Arno took a little longer, but it just like I feel like they just need to give characters established. If they've done an origin story, don't waste it. You've now got an established character, use him.
Yeah, so we could always go back to Connor or
Or Arno.
Arno. See, I'd still love a game based around Hatham. Like the book Forsaken was so
Yeah.
good, and I always imagined like imagine if they made a game out of that because the story was so great. I really love that book. Like that would have been a perfect game to make.
Yeah, and you could see the whole Edward death situation and things like that. But I guess almost that's another problem because I mean I want to see that, but when you already know most of the story,
Yeah.
like how good can it really be?
Yeah. Plus, if they put it into a game, they're probably going to end up cutting a lot of it out. Like being
Yeah.
like, this part isn't important. We don't need this in the game because a lot of it is quite like story based. So like you can't really create a mission around like I don't know him sitting in his study or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think they should release. Well, this will never happen, but I think they should release a DLC centered around these scenes from the books and stuff that fans want to see. We get to just play them in like single missions that are
Yeah.
completely different. I mean, untied to each other, but still there, just so fans get to play them. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean. I think that'd be kind of like how you had the tease of the Helix missions that were kind of just like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
would have
yeah.
get to play like individual missions from like different characters that we've had. Like if you could
Basically
do
like
that,
that,
but with
yeah.
like
Definitely.
scenes from like books and things, and just make it a nice little. That would have been great.
yeah, definitely. Like the fucking Helix. Those missions were just such a tease
I know.
of like what could have been. Like I don't care if it was a mission. I would have been happy with especially after that first mission. Like that was so much fun going back to that because that's the era. Like it really needs to go for the next games after we
Yeah.
finish Victory because I mean I wanted all these characters to get finished up, like have another Arno game and stuff. But now that Victory's announced and we know it's not Arno, it's some new guy.
Yeah.
After this, I just don't like it. Ubisoft have fucked it up. I don't want to. I don't care about any of these characters anymore. Don't want to hear it. Just move on. Try to start again.
Yeah, we need to go back. We need to go back to like we can't have another game set in the 18th, 19th century. We really just need to go back and like kind of you could explore an entirely new story and kind of try and start again from there rather than trying to connect all these like 18th century stories that are kind of just merging together in some ways but not really
Yeah.
connecting.
Yeah, see, I'm kind of already there now. I'm at the point where I think all of this story's got a little too much, a little too silly, and I've just got bored
Yeah.
of it. So the next game I'll probably play, but only because it's an Assassin's Creed game. But what I mean by that is I'm not going to play it for the story. I'm going to play it just because I feel like I have to, because I've played all
Yeah.
of the previous games, so I may as well just see what it's about, but I don't really have any interest in it
Yeah,
at
I
this
guess
point.
a good thing to mention as well, like because people like we haven't been the nicest to Unity, I guess, in a lot of ways. But I mean
Yeah.
that's just how we feel, and a lot of people because I love seeing this because it makes me laugh when people say, "Well, if you don't like it, don't play it." But think about it this way: Assassin's Creed's super unique as a franchise. We are Assassin's Creed fans, which means we like Assassin's Creed. Where else, if we stop playing Assassin's Creed, where else are we going to go? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
Ubisoft should be making better games. We're Assassin's Creed fans. We want to play Assassin's Creed. But we want to play good ones. So make better games. Don't, try to tell people like, well, if you don't like it, don't play it. It's like, well, fucking just make better. Just do better. It's not. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Yeah.
My favorite game, or the game I'm looking forward to in 2015, isn't Victory. It'd probably be Uncharted 4, I think. That game looks amazing.
I think that game looks pretty good, yeah. That game
I'm
looks
trying to
great.
think. Oh, Halo 5 easily would be Halo 5 for
I'm trying
me
to think what's
because
coming out in 2015.
Is Halo 5 coming out in 2015?
I
yeah,
think so,
end of
yeah.
the year. The beta just ended. Well, the beta's actually about to end in the next couple of hours. I think.
I think Halo 5 looks pretty good. I used to play loads of Halo. I'm trying to think what games come out in 2015. I can't think of anything.
Division.
Yeah, that looks pretty damn good. See, I've
Um,
always like I used to like always people would be like, what are you excited for this game? It's always like Assassin's Creed, like what I'd be excited for that year. And no, I don't like care
Not
too
at
much
all.
about Victory.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
See, like that all those rumors going about and like the petition for the AC1 remastered thing. I always thought that would be amazing.
They'll be far better than Victory. I'd
Yeah.
rather just get a remake, than a new game that I think's just going to be. It might be better than Unity. It might be a little better, but like, let's face it, we know it's not going to be 10 out of 10 amazing. It's not going to be as good as the old games, you know?
Yeah, you're never going to get that nostalgic feel as well because the old games carry so much of that. It's really difficult to
Yeah.
beat. Even if it
Yeah.
even if it was the best game ever and it's like beats all the other Assassin's Creeds, I'm never going to be able to say that just because of the amount of nostalgia I get from Assassin's Creed 2 Brotherhood Revelations. Like,
Yeah, very true, very true. I mean, what
That's
is
kind of
Kingdom?
why. Go on.
I'm just trying to think. Is Kingdom Hearts 3 coming out 2015, or is that because fuck's sake, Kingdom Hearts 2 came out in 2006, and that was one of my favorite franchises growing up, and it's been almost 10 years, and I'm seeing like, well, they've announced the third one. They're gonna make it anytime soon. Is it gonna come out? You know, it's just. When I'm trying to think of 2015 games, but I just don't think that'll come out this year. It'll be another year or two. So what were we saying, Joe? Have we lost Joe?
I don't know, Joe. Hello. I have no idea.
Yeah. Oh shit. I'll
Oh.
check. I'll check the Twitters.
Okie dokie.
See if he's there. How often are we gonna do this? Is this gonna be something we do?
No idea. We'll see. Let's see how well people receive it. See if they, see if they enjoy
that's
it,
true.
and then we can be like, yeah, we'll do another one.
Yeah, that's good. Good point. Good point. Let's see.
Try calling him back. See if it. Someone commented on the last part of my Dead Kings Let's Play and said this could mean one of two things. Either we're getting an Arno sequel in Egypt during Napoleon's invasion of Egypt, or victory will somehow involve the relic being retrieved in the British archaeological expeditions of Egypt in the Victorian age. Also, that's not the apple. It looks nothing like... It was the apple, wasn't it? At the end of...
Yeah, that was 100% the apple.
Yeah,
100%.
I thought it was the apple. The apple always
Yeah.
seems to look quite different, though. Like, through, like, the first 4 games, like, the apple had, like, a certain look, and then in 3, it was like, that looks a bit different.
Yeah. And it's like when it was just in the mask and I wasn't sure what it was. Like as I was using it, I'm like, oh, it's got the same exact powers as the apple had. Like, you know.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, it's like the apple from Brotherhood and Revelations. Like,
Yeah.
but then it turned out it was the
exactly
apple.
the same.
Yeah, and I was
Yeah,
like,
it
oh,
turned out-
well,
I was like-
that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it definitely made sense that it was the apple. And I mean, I think it's funny for Dead Kings because the whole underground element to it, like there's actual districts underground and collectibles and shit
Yeah.
like that under there. And I'm like, that's interesting if we're going to the Victorian London era because subways and the whole underground, like, will there be lots of catacombs underground that'll be like actual districts and parts of the game and story?
Yeah.
Almost like a test run for that.
Well, I just really hope they can make Victory right.
Yeah, now that I think of it, Dead Kings was a lot of teasers of just little things, like not really pushing anything forward, just like
Yeah.
the box being there. Like I'm sure that was the box from, you know, the
Yeah,
Ezio's
Freedom
and,
Cry did that as well. Kind of teased, you know, like Rogue and the box and everything.
and even the Eve situation. Like I was like,
Yeah.
you know, I managed to tease that. So there's just, you know, quite a few things that Dead Kings managed to do. So yeah, I mean that was pretty interesting. But at the same time, they're just not progressing anything. It's just more of the box is now here. Where will it go next? We're not actually going to show you what's in it.
It'd be perfect if they had some kind of plan that they weren't sort of telling us about, and it kind of like led up to it. And it's like, whoa, they actually planned that, but I doubt that's ever going to happen.
Because I guess what Rogue did was it told us what the box does. So that way, like, I now, you know, just understood how Napoleon found the locations to these temples because he has the box.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. And it makes sense as well if he had the box, how he, you know, he became so powerful and he conquered so much because he didn't just have Piece of Eden, he had locations to Piece of Eden. Why did he conquer places? Because he wanted to, you know, get
Yeah.
to temples and...
But see, what the
you know,
box did was it led to the precursor sites that whenever they like kind of tampered with them, like that area of the world would just destroy. Like it would get like earthquakes and everything would become ruined. Like that seemed to be what the box did.
Oh, really?
Like
Oh,
what? Like
shit. Yeah,
because like they
dude.
found the one in Portugal and they found the one in Haiti. Then they both did the same thing, and then they found the one in America, the one that was in like the icy area. And all three locations when they got there, they like tampered with it, and it ended up destroying that area of the world. Because
Oh, okay.
Shay said that it's the areas that like hold the world together, like the kind of I don't really know, but apparently that's what it does. So the box finds those locations.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. It's interesting, but it's almost like because I remember even just playing Dead Kings, going into the temple and pulling it, and I was like, oh, I wonder what's in here, and I'm like, please just don't be another apple. And then it was the mask. I'm like, oh, it's a mask. Oh no, it's just another apple. You know, like, and I guess Uni at least did the Sword of Eden, which is something we'd heard about
Yeah.
for so long but hadn't seen.
Yeah,
So
I
that
think
was
though,
good.
with the whole Dead Kings thing at the end, I kind of wanted it to be something that linked with the rest of the story, and it kind of be something like, oh, it's that thing. But then, like, when I saw the mask, I was like, oh, they've just introduced this thing I've never heard of before. Like, that's what I assumed had happened. Like, it was just some thing, and it was like, I've never seen that before, and they've just randomly introduced it now. I thought, like, this could be something that could link to, like, the other story, and it'd be like, oh, that'd be really, really cool. And I was like, oh, it's just a mask. And then when it turns to be the apple, I was like, oh, well, it's the apple. That's kind of like a safe.
Finish a story.
Oh, it's Joe.
Is
Hello.
Joe back?
Hello.
Right, I might
What
sound
happened?
different. Right, I think my laptop is absolutely fucked.
Oh.
So I'm on my phone right now.
Okay.
Oh Jesus. Oh.
It doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah, that's commitment.
um,
Yeah, what were we talking about?
I forget the apple and the mask thingy. Like that.
Yeah. If Dead Kings had cost money, I would have been pretty pissed off, and it all really linked in. So, but I
Yeah.
mean, I at least wanted to see the whole, because it became pretty clear at the end of Dead Kings. That's why he was going to rejoin the Assassins again, because the whole kid situation.
So
But I
he
was
did
hoping
rejoin the assassins.
Well, it seems like it since he, went to the Assassins to give back the apple and stuff, and he
Yeah.
sent it to the Assassins. But I wanted to see it, and I thought it would have been cool if he not only it just ended with him going back to the Assassins, but he brought the kid with him.
Hmm.
Because that kid doing lots of parkour and sneaking around, I thought, yeah, he'll be an assassin one day.
Yeah, then that could lead to victory. He could possibly be the main protagonist in some way. They could have done that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But that would have
They
made
could
too
link
much
to Arno.
sense.
I see. I think it would have been great if at the end of Dead Kings Arno would could have had like one memory where he could have just gone to Egypt, and we could have been like really, really linear. But it would have been really, really nice to see him kind of be with the assassins in Egypt and kind of get a sense of what everything's like over there.
Yeah,
I think
like
that
the
could have been
whole
cool.
Rome at the end of Assassin's Creed 2.
Yeah, kind of like
The
that.
whole tease of it. Yeah, yeah, definitely.
That would have been great. But no.
Well,
Okay.
I think that's most of the stuff I wanted to talk about covered. I'm probably going to think of something later and be real pissed off I didn't bring it up, but oh well.
Yeah, I don't think
That
there's much else to say. If anyone does have anything like you want to comment or want us to talk about, comment down in the comments below. Let us know. Also, be sure to let us know if you want more of these podcasts, because we'd love to do them. It's great always getting together and talking about Assassin's Creed because it's fun and stuff, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. So is there
Yeah,
anything you two want to say?
Yeah, probably best to note, like, just for the people that are going to inevitably comment negative shit about, because we talk shit about Unity.
Yeah.
And again, I think I saw you posted on Twitter yesterday, Lasers. It was the fact that we don't really give a shit. We have our own opinions, and that's the great thing about the world today and YouTube. So we're all gonna have our own opinions. If you love Unity, that's fine. If you don't, that's also fine. It's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Well put.
What?
Well put.
There we go. Do you have anything to say, Joe?
Not really.
Okay, short and sweet. Okay, well, we'll catch you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed, and yeah, we'll see you later. Bye.
See you guys later.
Goodbye.